absolutely think that Leafs fans should want to see the Boston Bruins in the first round as opposed to the Florida Panthers. And I totally get it that Leafs fans are pretty much scarred with past experiences against the Boston Bruins. And you're going to get to see them twice this week, Monday and Thursday. So maybe you're going to like the matchup more after this week than you do right now on Monday. But there's a few reasons why I like the Boston Bruins for a matchup in the first round of the playoffs better than the Florida Panthers. First of all, look at the roster, right? That David Pastrnak is great. Brad Marchand's great. Charlie McAvoy is great. But where is the depth? Who else on that roster with the Boston Bruins can really compete against the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? They don't have Bergeron. They don't have Krejci. They don't have that defensive center that can counter Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. And so to me, the roster alone with the Boston Bruins is not as much as a factor as opposed to the Florida Panthers. When they have Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Reinhart, they have Carter Verhaeghe, they do have Brendan Montour, Aaron Ekblad, and obviously the big difference with the Florida Panthers is Sasha Barkov in the middle of the ice. He is one of the best defensive centers in the National Hockey League. So the Florida Panthers have their Patrice Bergeron. The Boston Bruins don't have Patrice Bergeron anymore, and that's a big difference. But when you dig deeper into the numbers and the analytics and the advanced metrics, you see that the Toronto Maple Leafs at 5-on-5 are number one in scoring chances off the cycle. And you say, okay, well, what's Boston and what's Florida at? Boston is number 16, middle of the road, where the Florida Panthers defending chances off the cycle are number 2 in the National Hockey League. They're really good at defending off the cycle. Okay, how about that? Toronto, rush chances, where do they rank? They're 4th in the NHL in creating off the rush. The Boston Bruins are the 26th defending team off the rush, where the Florida Panthers are number 3. So again, there's a big difference in defending off the rush between the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers. And second chances, the Toronto Maple Leafs are 6th in the NHL in getting rebounds and creating second chances. Boston is 25th in defending on second chances, where Florida is number 2. So in all 3 of those offensive metrics, there's a big difference between how well Florida defends and how not as well the Boston Bruins defend. When it comes all down to in the playoffs, though, it's all about goaltending. And I'm going to give a slight edge to the Florida Panthers, where Sergei Bobrovsky is number 4 in the NHL in goal save above expectation. Now, Jeremy Swayman, the really good goaltender, he's 6th in the league right now. Linus Ullmark, last year's Vezina winner, is 12th in the NHL so far. But I'm going to give Bobrovsky the edge. And when you look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, Joseph Woll is actually number 6 right now in goal save above expectation across the National Hockey League. But Ilya Samsonov is 90th. So there's a little bit of a difference in the numbers when you look at Boston, Florida, and Toronto, when you look at netminder. But don't be fearful, Leafs fans. I still think the Boston Bruins are the better matchup in the first round when comes spring.